Okay. Aha. Okay. Aha. NCC 2025. The Band of Kings and Queens is going to begin this December. Let's check this out. Rihanna. A new era is coming. Can you feel the vibe? Just kings and queens, yes, they are on the rise. December 15th to 21st, oh, don't play. At Orchid Lekki Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Eba mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ńkọ́ o, only the fearless we rise. Odirovsky, Babanla, only the fearless we rise. Only Saturday sing, only the fearless we rise. Bomo Ẹ̀kún Kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Keyi Lucky Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ̀sọ́ fún Jibo Atabiola, only the fearless we rise. NCC 2025. Aha. Okay, only the fearless we rise. Chief Will, Dumwa. Aha. Ego, only the fearless we rise. Okay.
Good day, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. The sponsors for this event, Renaissance African Energy Company, thank you very much for joining, for the support. Zenith Bank, you have to be at your Zenith to win the National Chess Championships. We have the Indomie. I'm actually running out there to go and take noodles right now, the onion flavor, to spice how I'm going to make the commentary. In fact, Lakute is already down there, I think probably with two plates at the moment. We hope there is mental calculation we're going to improve by 70% after taking Indomie noodles very soon. Lasena water. I also need water. I'm so thirsty. I have to go get that as fast as I can. And Channels TV, of course, we will watch this recap later at night at Channels Television. Thank you for the support. Lagos State Sports Council, thank you very much for this wonderful support. Nigerian Chess Federation, yes, Double Twale, that's the mother of chess in Nigeria. God bless you. And everybody that is supporting this event, Orchid Lekki, thank you for hosting us. This is a very fantastic moment that we have right now. And the games have started, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are having this round. This is round 4 at the moment. I remain sincerely yours, Oyile Olawale. Let me not forget to introduce myself. It's very, very important. For those that don't know me, you're Chief Wales. That's me. You got it? If you don't forget about it. You have to still get it. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, let's quickly delve into the pairings for the round. And in the male section, we have Keyi Lucky Musa as black, facing FIDE Master Akinsheye Abiola over there in the opens category. No, I'll come back for it. And we also have FIDE Master Abdurrahim. This is going to be the most watched game, and I think I want everybody to be able to see the names of, the faces of the players playing in this scenario. Let me see. Can I bring this all out? I want to bring the face out of our player. Okay, I know where this is going to. Now that is it. The face of AAA versus Inhuma Tersee. Remember that last year, Tersee defeated Abdurrahman on tie breaks in order to be able to get the championship title. And now they are facing themselves in round 4 of this event. So is this going to be a revenge, or is it going to be business as usual? Well, I think in the classical match last year, I can remember vividly, Abdurrahman actually won the match, right? Won the classical encounter. And for one reason or the other, the stars aligned, they had to play a tie break, because actually there was no need to play a tie break because it was direct encounter. But of course, the rule is the rule. They've already said it beforehand that once there is a tie, irrespective, they are going for tie breaks. But there is an upgrade in this year's edition. When there is a tie, it has to be after we've checked your direct encounter. If it was a draw, you played, it was a draw, you end up with the same point. Now we can have the tie break. And the tie break is only meant for first, second, and third. The remaining, if you like, you tie all through, you are still going to collect the price based on the tie break that is already set out there. You know, there is no sharing of money. Everybody is collecting what he really, really deserves at the end of the no, like, should we say what he really, really deserves? It's not as if everybody wants to win the first prize of about $1 million, you know, and for at least Christmas doings. Christmas we play. Imagine, you know, like I don't understand why you didn't play in this event. You know, you would have spoken to me, and I would have spoken to the organizers to give you a wild card. You know, slot you in there, because we will have delivered almost one name to us right now, and we'll just be by now. I know you'll be on 3/3. Yeah, you know. In fact, they're supposed to even give you the money and just say the others will be fighting for second place and third position. And by now I should be like maybe 40% into the money.
I thought that was what was happening. Like, isn't that how it is?
No, they're supposed to have 12. They're supposed to have 11 players if you are supposed to play. But now that means you're out of it. I don't know, maybe you understand. Completely out. But don't worry, Indomie is here to compensate us for you not playing in this edition. But wait, let me even ask. Well, we'll come back to that. Let's quickly talk about the parents. And Olanrewaju, Ekoke Goodness is playing against Olanrewaju Ajibola. And Papa before we call him the vampire because he loves squeezing out, young bloods. He said he loves young bloods. But the things that the young bloods are doing to him recently, it's
just his stuff.
Just his stuff. Okipo Bartholomew, maybe this time around he has a chance to get his first win at least from this event against another hard knock to crack the FIDE master Yentengo Callistos. That's going to be very, very interesting. And the most beautiful game, again, one of the most beautiful games of this event is going to be FIDE master Kigiga Bomo, who plays the C4 against the Olisa Tennessee that was baptized by 10 GMs recently, or 11 GMs at the Grand Swiss. And let's FIDE Grand Swiss. And he's going to be facing his own report. How does it feel facing against your own opening? We'll find out. And finally, over here we have International Master Balogun Afemi of the IMs. International Master Balogun Afemi versus Aiko Jordan. And it's going to be very interesting. Of course, we don't know what's going to show. We'll come back to tell you guys what's happening there. And quickly, let's delve to the beauties of the world. How did Shaggy call them again? So amazing that the world was made. I wonder if God has a moment. Have you heard the song?
That's a beautiful song by Shaggy.
By Shaggy. Oh, you read the song. Oh, okay.
That's a beautiful song.
You're old.
I have to agree.
You're old. For you to know that song, you're old.
I'm an old man.
You're an old man. You're an old man. Unlike some people, we'll not mention their names, but we'll call them here. I'm sure they only listen to Pokoli and what's it called? What's the name of that guy? People that are portable. Those are the kind of music they listen to. I'm not saying they are bad. I'm just saying, these are the Gen Zs. You will see when we bring her up. She's a female. When we bring her up to the live stream, maybe she will come and debunk. She's listening to this kind of music. Or no, we'll soon find out. But anyways, we have Belemo Jessica here playing white against Omori Sandra. And we have Ofo Winotolu Shemoa playing against Samson Peace. And there's a backstory between these two ladies. They are like cat and dogs. I know, on the chessboard, they are like cat and dogs. And over time, Torishe has been hedging out Peace.
Peace, yeah.
Over time, it's like, maybe she's going to what? But I'm already seeing, it's looking like white already having an advantage. Maybe we'll see. And we have Ajanwachuku playing against Sulaiman Azumi, Erabo Joy Felix against WCM at the moment, but she's already WFM. She has to do is pay for the title. Quick Pen Deborah, who was once a former national champion, and we have Abdusalam Azizat, who's going to be showing a Fabiano Caruana, theories on Nwanko Michelle. Let's see. And Michelle, it's also painful, drawing a game that she could have won. I feel maybe our coaches will have spoken to her right now. She'll be going, Anyways, Onoja Iyefu playing against Michael Bridget. This is going to be so exciting to watch. And quickly, we go in there. The question is, which game are we watching first? Over to you, my favorable commentator, master in town, Lakwite Oladapo, sexy and some young man.
I don't really know if we're allowed to say that online.
Oh, okay.
But anyway.
Anytime I say it, I realize these strands on your hair just, they stand up like.
I don't still know if you're allowed to say that second part that you just said. But okay.
And he's blushing. You see, look at this. Look at the
I'm
red.
not blushing.
Can you imagine?
It's
Can you
the
see the red?
It's the games that are exciting me. Always excited to see some chess. That is just how I am. It has nothing to do with what you said.
Guess
Absolutely
what?
Nothing.
I will be leaving the stream and I will be bringing, this is male doing the stream all this while. We're going to be spicing things up and we'll be bringing a beautiful damsel. And don't be surprised when my fellow competitors start skipping, start stuttering about the moves. Even if the moves are not clear enough, just know it's as a result of the beauty and brain that will be sitting beside him to analyze with him. I'm not going to be the one to make the announcement or introduction. Let Lakute himself do the introduction and let's see if he's going to pass the very first test.
Well, I have the pleasure of co-commenting with double gold medalist at the National Sports Festival, a woman who calls herself Talent. You will not hear me saying that, but she calls herself Talent. And very strong player, actually.
But won't you tell them what you call me?
I call her Elora.
Elora the what? Complete the statement.
Call her Elora.
Elora
Simple as that.
Elora the strong.
Formally,
are you going to deny that?
But somehow she couldn't qualify for the National Chess Championship. So
you're talking like you didn't play the same qualification.
This is not a roast session. We are trying.
You're talking like you didn't play the same tournament.
Well, you can hear she's not giving any ground. So it's going to be an interesting commentary. We'll start with the female games. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you are very familiar with a lot of the names. Maybe the only person you're not familiar with is Abdul Salam Aziza.
Yeah.
Do you know something about her?
Yeah, like when I saw that she was a wild card, at least based on her performance in Southwest, she actually did really well because she played against Eunice and she actually won that game. So I watched the game. It was actually a really good game. She played very solidly. I think I don't know what position she finished on, but she actually edged out good players. I think she also drew Deborah. I can't remember.
So the thing is, actually,
I think she had a really good run in Southwest. She had a really good tournament at Southwest.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see her performance in this tournament. At least from the first and the second game, we could see that she's actually quite solid.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's not someone to
first
overlook.
encounter with her.
Yes.
It was from those games I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been hearing like things that you've been saying that she's good, she's a good player. Yeah. But when I saw the game against Jessica first round, and then
that was completely crushing.
Yeah. So it's good to have. It's good to have such a strong player coming out of nowhere from the north, and we'll check out all the games. But let's quickly dive into the female games and see the openings. I'm already excited about Torisha's position, but I'll get there in a second. Yeah. So Jessica, of course, when you're playing Jessica, you know that you are going to face the London. You're always going to face the London. So here she starts with knight f3, d4 London, bishop e7. Okay, for me, usually in this kind of positions, first I want to challenge the center. I want to see how black will react. I was mentioning to them that when this bishop leaves this diagonal and comes here, stops protecting the pawn, there are two things you can try to do. One is to
Queen b6.
putting pressure on this pawn, like we saw in the game between Bomo and Odion versus Bomo, which Bomo won as black. He played, if we just go back just for a moment, just to show you, d4, and then after bishop here, he played the move c6. Yeah, and after nf3, he played the move queen to b6, quickly putting pressure on the b2 pawn. So that was Bomo's preparation against Odion's London system. So bishop f4, e6. What's your own usual response against the
usually, because I play semi-Slav whenever I play face d4, so I usually try to get the setup with the pawns on d5 on d5, e6, and then c6. Just go for that.
Okay, triangle
solid
like thing. Yeah,
semi-savage setup.
Do you always bring your bishop out first, or you leave it?
I've experimented with a bunch of things actually. I've experimented with fianchettoing the bishop on b7, playing
Okay.
bishop f5. So there's a lot. But recently I started playing the bishop f5
F5.
because at least during for the qualifiers I had some prep. I actually played Jessica. There was some line I played.
Oh,
It was
okay.
a very interesting line actually.
How did you end?
Draw. It ended
Okay.
in a draw. So I've been experimenting with the bishop f5 lately, and actually it's been producing good results. But we'll
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Yeah.
E6, E3. Some symmetry in the pawn structure, but
Yeah.
white's bishop is outside the pawn chain. Black's bishop is in
It's
the
stuck in
yeah.
the pawn chain.
Yeah. So if you are wondering about the move pawn to H3, it's because of the second idea Black has. If you don't play queen b6, another idea is for you to play the move knight h5,
Knight h5. Yeah.
going after
The bishop.
the bishop on f4. So
Yeah.
the move h3 is supposed to say that, okay, if you want to play knight h5, I'm just going to hide my bishop on h2. And so castles was played, bishop d3, pawn to c5, challenging the center, pawn to
Which is
c3,
good.
knight to c6, putting more pressure on the
On the
center,
pawn.
knight bd2. Okay, so finally she decides that, all right, I want to exchange off. So knight e5, queen c7, and I'm guessing we'll see knight f3, okay, which is what we see. So trying to reinforce this position in the center. The only thing is that probably black should not play a move like pawn to h6.
Yeah.
That kind of thing can allow some hook which will be used in the attack. So most likely I feel we might see moves like pawn to b6,
C6.
bishop to b7, or sometimes even the bishop can go to d7. You know, bishop goes to d7, the knight can come here. There's this somehow idea sometimes. I think I tried a game against Papa where I played a6, then put the bishop on b5, trying to exchange off the bishop.
Usually in these positions, the right squared bishop is always an issue.
Yeah.
Once you don't bring it out early in the game, I think the fianchettoing just makes it. You don't really see a lot of potential and options for the bishop.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so sometimes you can even, if you want to fianchetto the bishop, well, not necessarily fianchetto, like this, let's just assume something like this. You can play moves like b6,
Yes,
so that you
and
can
then,
bring the
yeah,
bishop and exchange
and
it up, because it's your bad bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. So that's on that game. So this game I was looking at with the side of my eye, and it was looking like Tersee was having a slightly better position. Yeah?
Advantage, yeah.
So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. This is the well-known Roy Lopez, the Spanish game. d6, the Steinitz variation. Okay, so d6, d4, ed4, knight d4, bishop d7. Castles.
This is actually quite surprising because I know Peace usually plays Sicilian. She plays the dragon.
Oh.
So this is quite surprising.
Oh,
I've
what?
never seen a game where she played e4, e5. I've never seen any game like that because basically for as long as I've known her, she's always been playing Sicilian. So this is actually quite surprising.
So the reason I'm pausing is because I think in the earlier rounds, I remember she played a game in the Dragon, and I think she got into a lot of trouble. I think she even lost that game. She got into a lot of trouble, and maybe that's why she felt like she needed to change
it up.
But
okay.
This move, knight e5, I do not agree with at all, because
no, for me, the way I see it, like I said, I've never known her to be an e5 player, e4, e5 player.
Yeah.
So it feels like she's trying something new, something she's not familiar with. So
yeah,
because you don't really get in these sorts of positions, you don't really get an early knight e5. Usually, I know black usually goes for a6, just pushing the bishop back and then developing. So I feel the knight e5 was pretty early.
So there are many things. One of them is that if sometimes you are going to get a lot of positions where you don't necessarily know what is happening. You might not have
Yeah.
seen this position
Yeah.
before. Your opponent might play something new.
Yeah.
But it's always good advice to develop your
Develop.
pieces and castle your king.
Yeah.
Not that you would move a piece that is already developed, you move it another to another square. For example, it was, let's even say you make a complete rubbish move like queen b8. It doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
But you will see that your opponent is not actually even threatening anything. Like you can just capture the pawn. There is nothing being threatened. So
Yes.
instead of that, why don't
Why
you
not
use the
just
time to
Yes.
develop your knight to f6? Okay, attacking it, and then develop your bishop to e7, and you're getting ready to castle. You're fine. But now the problem with the move knight e5 is that apart from every other thing that is happening, you have wasted one move
Yes.
that you can use to develop. That means your pieces are still not ready
Still
to.
not ready to
The
leave.
second problem is that there is a
Then
move
there's
f4,
Yes.
which gains a lot of space in the center and
then the knight
brings
has
the
to
rook
move
into
again
the
as
game,
well.
and then everything
Yeah.
just develops with tempo. So this is one of the issues Black has in this position. He's just behind in development. Okay, and then knight f6 is being played here. So I'll be expecting moves like pawn to f4 and seeing ways to try to take advantage of the lead in development. So yeah, f4. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what else white is considering here, because bishop g5, bishop e7 maybe allows you opponent to develop. Although you can consider knight f5. Knight f5 here. It's also possible.
That seems good, but I myself, I also like f4. I was also looking at that because then it's just another tempo gaining move on the ninth.
Yeah. Okay. So that means white has some options here. At least knight f5 one. Okay. Well, f4 number one, bishop g5, and then maybe other moves like knight f5, trying to see what's happening. Okay. So Tersee looks slightly better. We'll look at Ajibola game. Eunice playing white.
Has been on a roll.
Ah, yes.
I've been loving her games.
Okay.
I think in the last game, I know she played Debbie in the last game, and she seems to have some sort of slight advantage.
Yeah, but
I think I don't know if I should say she misplayed the rook end game. Like it wasn't clear, but like she had
the rook and bishop end game.
Yeah, like before it was 2 rooks versus 2 rooks. She hadn't traded off.
No, there was a bishop on the board.
Yes, there was, but I think I can't really remember the position, but I know she had some slight advantage. But I feel those sorts of positions are not always easy to convert. They're not always so clear, especially when you're on the board. It's different when we're looking at it with the engines. But she played really well in that game. I did expect her to win, but then again, it was a draw. So.
Okay, so let's see how she plays this one. I mean, and it was probably important for her to beat Quickpen because she'll be one of her rivals playing for the tournament.
But then
victory.
it was a draw, so she's still in the game. I think she's currently number 1 on the leaderboard. So,
although we have to put the caveat that Quickpen has played a game less because of.
That's true.
Yeah. So d4, g3, some sort of Catalan-like position. Okay. If you are going to play this, sorry, let me go back. Then you always have to be watching out for d times c4. But assuming it doesn't even go for that, plays the move bishop to g2, castles, knight f3, c6. Still maybe with the idea that you can always capture on c4, cd5. She plays, but now eg5. And why are you taking with the pawn?
I feel
it's because of the bishop getting into the game. Because if you take with the c pawn, it's not bad. However, the bishop is going to be
stuck
for a bit of time. Although it's still playable.
Yeah,
but ed5, castles, h6, queen b3. Okay, so this is the position that we have currently. This is the position we have currently. I'm a bit surprised by some moves, but
Why?
if we go back here, okay, so castles was played, but h6 was played so fast. Like I would have thought there are so many moves that could have been made.
Yeah.
Rook e8, like it's not.
Because anyway, you're still. I feel she just needed to. She just wanted to stop the bishop coming out.
Yeah, but
Because
it's
now
not a threat.
it's not a threat. It's not a threat, but should I say it's like a prophylactic move where then it's not really clear. The bishop is doesn't have bishop doesn't have g5. It doesn't have f5. It doesn't have e3 here. So there's just d2, which is good. I guess she just didn't want the threat on the ninth. So
Well, I could play h6, but it will be with the idea that I want to after bishop
Yeah.
h7. I don't want my if the bishop is attacked, I can
Yeah.
always bring it to
Yes.
h7. The problem is that if let me just make a move. Let's say rook e8 is played, bishop g5, knight d7 for instance, rook
Yeah.
c1, and then I play h6. The thing is that I don't actually like. I love the fact that you are giving me the bishop. I want you to give me the bishop because the thing here is that the white bishop cannot really go back here
Yeah,
because of
because of
g5.
g5.
Yeah, so if the sole reason of playing h6 is to prevent g5, I'm not sure. It's not like it's a bad move, but it's not really necessary. But okay. Anyway, let's see what the live position is currently. So e3 is here, and we are watching what
Azumi is going to.
Azumi would do. Yeah. So bishop f5
Bishop
and
F5
then knight
is-
d7 looks
Yeah.
interesting. Rook e8. She has easy development, so it should be fine. Okay, so let's check out Erabo Joy Felix. How much do you know about Erabo Joy Felix?
Well, I think from at least since I've known her, she's like you. She's like you in terms of you guys spend a lot of time, a whole lot of time. Should I say she's mistress of slow play? Because
I don't know what I've done.
no, but first off, anytime I see your game, you're always down. Like you're always like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, even to your opponent's hour. But obviously, as we've seen, it doesn't really stop her from getting good results. So obviously, if it's what works for her, she spends lots of time thinking. It's not so bad, but I feel sometimes it's just. Sometimes you also need to take in time management because how do I say this?
Well,
It's also an essential part of play because you don't want to get to a position where you don't have enough time you don't have enough time to find the best move or find the good move. So at least for the last game she was should I say she was pretty lucky in the last game.
yeah. Was that the game against
Chiamaka.
Chiamaka? Yes. Okay.
Because the team was completely lost. I think Chiamaka was a piece up, so
Yeah.
it was completely lost. But luckily, she was able to draw the game. That was a slight on Chiamaka's part.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. She's playing someone who is probably out for blood
yes.
with the either with the
Yes.
white or the black pieces. The highest rated female player in the field, Deborah Quickpen, who is playing with the black pieces. So d4 nf6. Okay, why is this moving on its own? So d4, knight f3, c5, symmetrical. I usually play this opening as white, knight c3, knight c6, but I usually go for the move e3 and d4. But here, Joy went d4, cd4, knight d4, g6. So we get some kind of, if e4 is played, we'll get some kind of Maroczy bind
Yes.
position.
Yeah.
But e3 is not something I'm used to.
Yeah, E3 seems no playing E3 here without developing the dark squared bishop.
Well, it's she has gone her own way.
I mean,
Bishop
it's
g7.
playable because then
Yeah.
she can fianchetto the bishop.
Yeah,
but
with b3 and
yeah.
bishop b2. Okay, so
Well,
Bishop
I
B2?
also liked D4, E4 because I
E4.
play Maroczy bind, so I always like those. I like those kind
Yeah.
of setups.
No, they are usually very solid. But the
Yeah.
thing is that if you don't know how
How
to,
true, yes.
yeah, it can be tricky.
Yes.
But so E3 is safe.
Yeah.
It's safe. Bishop G7, Bishop E2, castles, D6, A3. Interesting. I was a
Yeah,
bit
should
critical
have
of.
just gone for B3 and then just fianchetto the bishop.
Yeah, I was a bit critical of a game she played in against Bridget. You know what? Let me just quickly bring it up. That was in the second round, I believe. That was Joy versus Bridget. Let me see if I can pull it up.
That game, she seems to be better at some point in the game.
Yeah. So if I quickly bring it up, so here in this game, Erabo Joy Felix had played the opening very well, and she had an advantage. Played the move Bishop captures on H7. She's a pawn up in this position, and I was expecting that. All right, what she's going to do now is she's going to play the move Rook AC1, Rook AD1, and just bring her pieces into the game. This was, I thought, standard. But all of a sudden, the move she made on the board here was the move, like I was expecting Rook AC1 or Rook AD1 here, FD1. But the move she made was the move A3. And I kept on asking myself that, why would you play A3 here when you need to bring your rooks into the game?
You're white. You can't be playing passively.
Yeah, and she's a pawn up. Like, it's just try to bring the pieces into the move A3 does not do anything. So I was critical of that move. And here in this position again, we have
she's should I say she's just playing like what was the term for it, like she's just playing according to some set of maybe the line or the like some set of rules, I don't know.
Yeah, but
then is a wasted move really.
Well,
or maybe she wants to go for B4 and then maybe B5. But
so A3 she played. I would have thought maybe she wanted to get the bishop into the game as fast as possible, but A3. I was thinking that maybe the black's idea should be something to capture on D4 as fast as possible to try to put pressure on this diagonal, but bishop D7 instead, B4. Once again, no knight captures on D4, which is interesting. Rook to C8, excuse me. Bishop to B2 and A6. So some little moves here and there that.
Why can you go back just one move? Why not?
After this,
I guess maybe knight E5, just putting pressure on this pawn on C5 on C4.
Knight E5, all right.
Because
maybe
usually
Queen B3 is what. Maybe Queen B3 is what she wasn't sure what she would do next.
Queen B3. Okay. But I kind of like the knight E5 because usually like in this sort of setups, at least talking from the Maroczy point of view, white usually doesn't play B4 immediately because they like to have a solid. They like to protect the pawn on C4. So there's always the option of B3 protecting the pawn because then.
Yeah, but in this position, the thing is that it's not easy to attack the pawn on B3.
Yes.
There's always rook C1 easily.
Yeah.
And if anything terrible is about to happen, there's always knight D5. So here it's not so bad. But the problem is that after knight E5 and you attack the pawn, once I defend it, the knight is not doing much because I can always kick it out with maybe H4. I can play H3 first, then kick it out with F4. I can even just say, okay, leave your knight in the center. It's not like it's disturbing me. Play rook FD1, play rook AC1. So it's not really a big deal, I think. So for now, I think Joy has a solid and good position. Rook C1. Okay, let's quickly, so that we would also be able to cover the male section. Oh my goodness. D4, played by Abdusalam Azizat. D5, Bishop F4, Bishop F5. This is your lovely system against the London in London, so
No,
interesting.
usually I go with c5 first.
Oh, you play c5
C5
first, then when
immediately,
your
I've been
opponent
testing
responds
the
maybe
idea,
c6, then
yeah.
you now play bishop f5.
Yeah.
Okay. So e3, e6, bishop d3, knight e4. Okay, pawn to c3, knight d7, queen to c2, bishop to e7, pawn to h3, castles. Okay, knight bd2, knight f6, 0-0, rook to c8, threatening some
Fine.
c5, although it's not clear why you couldn't play c5 first. But knight e5 is played, c5, pawn to c3, knight takes on d2, bishop takes on d3, and pawn to c4, queen to c2, pawn to b5, trying to make some expansion on the queen side. And it is here that both the it is here that the current position is. Okay, so generally it seems
It seems about balanced. Although I do like the knight on e4 on e5. I like the knight situated in the center. But okay, she goes first. Now she's just opening. I guess she's trying to open up the center. I mean, she has two central pawns. I guess she's trying to trade one of black's central pawns. So
well, black can just, if black wants to play
I
knight
feel
d7, it's possible. There are many options here. I feel the position is equal
it's about
generally,
equal,
but
yes. But for me, white has better piece placement at the moment.
it's not so easy. I understand visually.
Yes.
I was
okay, maybe visually, but
I was doing some analysis. Well, not really doing some. I was doing some analysis, and I sent a position to FM Abdurrahman. You know, the position looked completely like white had rooks on the open file, bishop on, and everything. It looked like white's pieces were better developed. And I told him, okay, tell me the evaluation of this position. And he said, okay, it seems like white is better. But I knew, like I checked it and I'd seen the game. Black was actually much better in that position. So sometimes it can be, pieces can be sitting pretty, but it might be difficult. For instance, if you give white a few moves, and this is one of the things I like to do when I'm on the board. Like I say to myself, okay, let's assume that white is the one that plays the next 4 moves. Like I don't make any move, white just plays the next 4 moves. What's white likely to do?
Probably just centralize the rooks.
Okay, centralize the rooks.
Maybe rook d1,
Okay,
rook e1.
Okay, and then?
So is there really anything here? I think she could trade on d5, but trading on d5 I don't like that because then it just brings the knights to the center now.
Okay, so
I'm looking at maybe some bishop back and then maybe playing f4.
Okay, bishop back, but if you play f4 then suddenly...
No, not immediately, I mean just...
Okay, so let me experiment and show you. So bishop where?
Back to b2.
Where? d2?
Oh, sorry, h2.
h2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say bishop goes to h2, and then I'm going to just make some passive moves. Okay, what do you want to do? How do you want to play the move f4?
I feel maybe not f4 immediately, but I like keeping that option open. I mean, you can maybe trade here, trade the pawns here on d5.
Okay, trade on d5. All right.
And then maybe play f4. Yeah, f4 here.
Wait, let me bring the rook first.
Or rook to the center, yes.
Okay, make a passive move, f4.
I think there is this idea of they can't hear you guys very well. The volume is good, but
Okay, I thought we were speaking a bit loud. Okay, but so f4 is played.
I like it. I feel it's going for it's trying to open up the file, and then you could maybe have ideas like rook lifts, rook to f3, just
Yeah, but
bringing the rooks into
what I mean
play.
is, you can see that in these positions I've been playing, I've intentionally played
Yeah,
some
true.
very
Yeah.
unuseful moves for white, but nevertheless, I still probably white is still the one, and black is still the one who might be
Yeah,
better in this
in
position.
this position, yeah.
Yes, because the reason maybe I would say that is because while the knight, if the knight gets to e4, no minor piece can capture the knight,
Capture it,
but
yeah.
your own knight on e5, I can
Mhm,
just easily
attack
capture
square,
it.
yeah.
So sometimes I do that in my mind when I want to see what my opponent's plan is. I just give him a move. I just say, okay, if I play king h8 king, or just do nothing.
Yeah.
Since in my mind I don't have to move any of the pieces, of the black pieces, I just say, okay, if white is to play, and white has 4 moves, what is white's plan? And if I don't find a plan, then I know that, okay, maybe my position might be easier to play, because maybe here black has a5, b4, and trying to create some play on the queen side. But also, I think first of all, just centralize some pieces, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, so let's quickly check out the last female game.
Before, I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in there. Before we check out last week game, we have a wonderful guest that's going to spend like 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. He has to go back to the mainland, and it's very rare for anybody to see him in this town. People have been looking for him, but lost but found. Actually, he's not lost; he's doing something down there. So I want to bring him on stream to say 1 or 2 things, because Adu is joining in the next 3-4 minutes live online. So, Miss Elora, can you please? Don't worry, we are bringing you back. You are still here with us for now. Let's bring in the face of Nigeria.
The youngest
international master
in Nigeria.
Okeke
Hello
Isaac.
everyone.
I am Okeke, yes.
I am okay. You're not here to analyze games too much. Well, we just want to ask 1 or 2 things that you've been doing behind the scene. We know very well that you're working on a project which is called Ladder, teaching players how to play chess from from a rookie, you don't know anything about chess, to I believe you're the only one doing something that wants to take someone to the grandmaster level, using that app, breaking it down.
Yeah.
Can you please walk us on the path of what has been going from the beginning, why you even walked away from the Nigerian chess scene, playing active chess, to doing this project? Can you just walk us through that journey from then till this present time?
Alright, so the first time it happened was during the 2021 Danny Pro event. After the event, you get this cup, and I was trying to stuff it inside the bag, but there was no space. So while I was heading home, I was holding the cup, and at the airport I met a major in the Nigerian army, and he obviously asked me, what sport do you play? I said chess. He said, oh wow, chess, chess and the military, the connection. So he said, okay, it was love his daughter to learn chess. And I was trying to recommend a platform, she should just go there, and the rest is easy. And I was trying to recommend a platform. I tried recommending chess.com, but I knew chess.com wasn't going to do the job. I wanted to recommend the other ones, Lead Chess, etc., etc. I couldn't recommend those ones too as well. Then although that problem, it took one part of my mind. It just stayed there. It wasn't until 2022 when I started having a lot of reflections, trying to break out fully into the international scene. There were some problems with visa issues, and I started reflecting a lot. And it was there where I tried to make an impact to a lot of people, and I thought of it as, okay, do I really want to go down that path of trying to become a super grandmaster? How much impact the likes of Carlsen and the rest were making. And I thought of it and I said, okay, probably not so much. So do I really want to go down that path too as well? Because I try to touch the lives of like 1 million people directly. That's like my minimum threshold. So I thought, okay, what problems could I solve? Are there any problems that I could solve? And that was when the dots started connecting back, and I recalled the encounter I had with a military man. And I said, okay, this is a problem that I actually myself encountered with, because I couldn't afford a coach for a very long time. So that was how Lada was born, with the idea of creating a platform, a learning platform that could help anyone, from going from a beginner level to a grandmaster level. We are trying to accelerate learning, and that's the end game. That's the main goal that we're trying to achieve. Create a very efficient learning system that could help anyone out there to accelerate their learning process. So yeah, that was how Lada was born. That's the story.
Thank you very much. Will you still be coming back to playing competitive chess, or are you still trying to wrap up? I know you are now much more into coaching. Seems you are enjoying the coaching lifestyle than even the playing lifestyle. What's actually going on there?
Yeah, so mostly work is mostly development alive, because I write a lot of code, funnily enough, and designing. So coaching, I use it to figure out ideas that I could use to improve ladder better. We are beginners having most mistakes, so I could then incorporate all those systems inside ladder directly itself.
Yeah, that was fantastic. When are you coming back to competitive chess, or that is because you still have, we feel you still have a lot of years ahead of you, and like we tell also Intel that probably will be the next, at first, the first Nigerian GM, but now that is going into coaching and stuff, probably just want to just leave it alone and just groom the next generation to be a grandmaster. But what is it? We don't know your own plans. Just tell us what the plan is for the future of chess to you, and we can call it a wrap.
Okay, so the future of chess. So I believe if we're able to nail the system of creating this very efficient platform that anybody can learn, we are going to have a whole lot of very strong players. We're going to have a whole lot of very strong players. And for me, I want to actually put a lot of my energy into. I just going all in on just one thing, put a lot of energy into it, because the output can be very great from that. And that's why I'm not sure I'll be playing fully. But if we actually create a very efficient learning system, I guess I'm obviously going to use that learning system and come back to just get myself to the gym and that kind of thing too. Yeah.
Thank you very much, International. In fact, there is a Diamond Software 893 saying 2022 was the last time I saw IMOKK in major tournament. That's like I said, do you see yourself living chess for probably 1 year? Is that competitive chess? Just 1 year?
No.
In fact, 1 month.
No. I like competitive chess. I just like the idea of competing. So I don't know. It has always been a mystery to me to see Isaac, stepping away from playing chess competitively. In fact, I already see him online, sir.
Yeah, you've understood the mystery now. It's clear that he's now majorly into programming and chess on the side, and in fact, development for youngsters. Creating a platform where they can develop and become as better, in fact, far better than him, which is very, very good. In fact, it's very rare to see youngsters having that kind of initiative, thinking of a gap and filling it up for the entire, not even a nation now, thinking of the world in general. Because this project is not limited to Nigerians, it's limited to everybody in the world. Thank you very much, IMOKK. Really much.
The pleasure of being here.
It's a long time no see. We'll hope to see you, maybe even before the final day of the event. Maybe you still come around and come and say 1 or 2. In fact, because we would like to, you analyzing the invitational games will be much more fun. So, or you come and play the Blitz also, which is on Monday. Because this, my wonderful master of students play, is the best Blitz 3+2. Best 3+2 chess. He has been winning all the 3+2 tournaments in Nigeria. You've not heard. No, seriously, he has been winning all the 3+2s, all the Blitz 3+2s. He has been winning the national championship. Okay, Bomo won the last one. But it wasn't 3+2. Maybe because it wasn't 3+2. But NFOC 3+2, Southwest Blitz.
Before they used to downplay his abilities in Blitz.
Yes, he's very slow.
He showed them.
Slow West play, master of slow West play. And now he's winning Blitz event. Yeah. I don't understand what's going on.
They mock me.
They what?
Yeah, so.
They what?
I said these people are mocking me.
Why are they mocking? Are you not winning? Are you not slow? Are you winning? There's something you are using. He's using jazz. Anyways, thank you very much.
You're welcome. A pleasure
So
being
we
here.
see you some other time.
So remember, ladder chess app.
Yeah, go on www.ladderchess.com. LADDR. Yeah.
LADDR.com. LADDR chess.com. And if you want to improve your chess, I can guarantee you. Based on, I saw the blueprint. I was supposed to be part of the project, but for one reason or the other, I don't know what happened. But I knew that what I saw the blueprint was fantastic. Please, I can guarantee whatever he does, always doing, is top notch. It's gold. Go mine yours as fast as possible before the likes of Lakute also uses it to step up his game. Let's block Lakute's IP from joining. Anyways, it's all good. Thank you very much. Okay,
You're welcome.
We can release it for now.
All right, take care, everyone. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Nice having you, Isaac. I am the
And,
youngest.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm hoping I am Dakbo Abdu is joining. Yes, we have to admit it. Your voice is coming to the camera. Yes, International Master Adu Oladapo is in the building, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to do everything possible for everybody to be able to see him. Just give me a second, sir, so that I can bring you up on the screen.
Sure.
This is what I was talking about. Where is it showing? Below here. Beautiful. Tersee chess. I saw Tersee chess recently on an online on his Facebook app where he was teaching a grammar how to play chess, and the grammar was getting the most, and I was like, this is very impressive. I had to make my comment as fast as possible that no, this is something that we should also look into, teaching our grannies, old people over there, because it works. It's something that they are going to find very, very effective or active during their age section compared to we young guys that run up and down. These people who only sit down and think, and their brain exercises works for their health, guaranteed. And here we go, International Master Dakbo, former national champion, like four times national champion in Nigeria, multiple times.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, twice, I think.
Twice,
Yeah.
apologies. Twice,
I think
two
twice,
times
yeah.
national champion, and multiple times Olympiad, a representative. He also played at the World Cup, I think twice, that I know of. You played at the World Cup twice, I believe. You have 2 World Cup appearances or more.
1 World Cup and several Olympiads, 2-time African Zone 4.2 champion.
Yeah, to do 4.2 times, 2 times, yeah. So welcome, sir.
Yeah.
How are you doing, sir? How's everything over there?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
And analyzing the
Nice
game
to be
with
here.
you, actually, you have one more game in the female section and the male section, and is Lakute Olrewaju to me. I'm going to leave the two of you guys to, talk on gist, talk about the chess, and I'll be back to do the social gisting, because this guy over here is his gisting skills is minus 5.5 when it comes to the engine analysis, but when it comes to his chess skills, then we can start talking of over plus 10. So over to you, sir.
Right.
I am Tersee.
Thank you very much.
It's nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you too. Nice to be here.
Yeah, I was saying that it would be very nice to have you on the show, because usually you are a man who likes opening, theory. You like discussing the nuances in the opening. So I was like,
absolutely, yeah.
If I can get I am Tersee here, it would be amazing.
Absolutely.
So, if you do not know I am Tersee, I don't know what you know about Nigerian chess. That is one of the legends. The person I'm about to steal his title, fastest in the West. I want to steal your title. Fastest in West Africa, fastest everywhere. So very nice to have you.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go
Thank you
to
again.
The game between Onoja Iyefu, because Onoja Iyefu versus Michael Bridget. Sorry, just give us a second, so that they will see your picture. I think
Sure.
It's
No problem.
they can hear your voice,
No
but I
problem.
think they can't see your picture. People need to know, in case of the newer generation who don't know I am Tersee.
Okay. No problem.
See if,
Okay, this is good. I believe. Yeah. So
All
you're
right.
good to go.
I think they can see you clearly. They can hear you.
Okay.
Good. All right. So I am Dapse. With me joining online, of course, the beautiful Elora.
Hello, I
Elora
am.
the strong. With me.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good, good.
All right. Introductions have been made. Let us delve into the chess. We have the last game we're looking at. That I believe you also have the games on your system, yeah? B-
Yeah,
I'll send you the screen.
is
I'll
this
send you the screen.
Okay,
round
but
four?
okay, but you can see my screen. Okay, okay. So
Yeah, I can see your screen. Yeah.
E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop C4. So for you,
Yeah.
I am. Which one are you more
Yeah.
likely to be playing? Bishop C4 or Bishop B5? The Roy Lopez or the Italian?
I actually play both, but I prefer the Royal
You
place.
prefer
I
the Roy
prefer the
Lopez?
Royal
Yeah. You
place.
feel like there's more
Yeah,
pressure
yeah.
there.
Yeah, right. I like the Royal. I've played it so many times, so yeah, I'm more comfortable with the Royal place.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
Bishop C4. I think you are more an E4 expert than I am. So if you see anything
Well,
very
okay.
interesting,
All right.
C3, knight F6, D3, D6. I think all
Wow.
these look really standard castles, and then
Yes.
H6. So I think so. There is I remember a few moments where I learnt about this H3 thing, H16, and I thought white is generally not supposed to respond with H3.
Yeah, because
No, that'll be bad. You're gonna get stumped because black is yet to castle, so you can't go H3 now. You're
yes.
pretty much setting up a hook for yourself,
Yeah,
and you're gonna defend for the rest of the game. Yeah, that would be a bad move.
yeah, but
Not the best move.
actually, I think there have been new developments here. I recently saw a game by Fabiano Caruana himself, and I think around this point he
Yeah,
played something around H6, H3. So I was
I
surprised.
think Fabiano against Hans Niemann, right?
Yeah, maybe. I think I saw,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it seemed like he came prepared. He didn't even seem phased by, he just played
Wow.
H3. But
Oh yes, H3, and then he withdrew his knight. He took his knight back.
yeah, I can't
I
really
think I
remember the
remember. Yeah,
details of the game
yeah.
because I'm not an
It was a
e-sport
recent
player.
game. It was a game played this year, actually.
You
Yeah.
said it was a game played what?
This year.
This year. It was a
Yeah.
very, very recent game. The last 2 months, maybe probably. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think I
okay.
remember seeing
You
it.
see,
Yeah.
I told you the
I
IM
remember
is
seeing something
well
like that.
versed in opening
Well,
play. Yeah,
yeah.
but
So
H3. But I always wondered if
yeah.
G5 should be an option. Something that.
Yeah, you should play you should play G5 immediately.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I
the
recently
idea is after
saw this idea recently this year. Like a lot of people started playing G5. So now, because then playing H3 before black castles, they always go for G5. It seems like, I mean, when I first saw it, I was confused because I played the Italian as well, so it was quite shocking for me to see it. And if it's those kind of lines where you feel like it shouldn't be working, but it's working, so it feels weird, but it's actually like a really good idea here. So usually black needs to avoid playing H3 at least before white needs to avoid playing H3 before
white, yes,
black
white.
castles. So
Because G5 pretty much threatens
yes,
G4.
yeah,
If you take bishop takes, queen D7, castles long,
it's
rook
just
G8, and the
Wait,
position pretty much plays it.
let me help to make those moves that you're saying. So you said G5 what?
Okay. G5 threatens to play G4.
Yeah.
G4.
So if G4, if take, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let me make a move. Let's
Let's make him up for white.
What do I do? Okay. What about Bishop E3?
Bishop E3, Bishop B6.
Okay. Knight D2.
Bishop
for
E3.
instance.
No, sorry. Bishop B6, not E6.
Okay. Bishop B6.
You want to go to just pull back to B6, yes.
Okay.
Bishop B6.
So how do we continue? Let's say Knight D2.
Knight D2. Wow, this is very. See, there's Knight E7, Knight G6, Knight F4 is very strong. That's a possibility. And there's just G4 immediately.
Yeah.
G4
yeah.
takes, Bishop takes.
And then somehow the rook comes to the G file and maybe
Yes.
white
Queen
will just
D6.
castle. Black will castle queen side.
Yes, unless you like to defend, it's okay for you. But if you don't, you, you don't want to be white in this position. It's
Yes.
unless you know the lines
The
and you
lines.
like to defend, that's okay. But if you don't, it's going to be easier to play with black in this position than white.
Yeah. So eight
Because Queen
six,
is Queen. Mhm.
8-6, 8-3. But for some reason, nobody really played G5. They just castled. B4 was
Okay,
played. Bishop B6.
okay.
A4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A6.
Okay, A6. I like
Rook
A6 instead of A5 here.
Yeah.
A5. Yeah. Rook E1.
Yeah, I
Bishop
like
E6.
A6. Okay. Bishop E6. Okay, it's possible.
So,
Like this.
one of the things, one of the questions people are always like, when do we capture on E6? When is it good to capture on E6? When is it good to play knight
Um,
B2?
Okay, I think you don't want to take on E6 now because the F file will really
Yes.
give black a lot of play. You don't want to take on E6 now. You take on E6 if you're going to win something. If you're not going to get something, you don't want to take on E6. You're just going to help black get you pretty much because the F file is open. There's Queen E8, Knight H5, Knight F4, very strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and even if you attack E6 twice with Queen B3, Queen E8 is just Queen E8, Knight H5, Knight F4, and just double the rooks on the F5. It's black. White has no play, but black has play. That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So you want black to take you on C4, so you can take back with the knight, put pressure on the bishop, then relocate the knight to E3 or bishop E3 or knight E3, either of the two. It's a very playable position for both players. The person that it's very playable. You rarely take on E6 unless you have a strong follow up, and I don't see any strong follow up for white.
okay, Rook E8, Bishop captures, F captures, Knight F1. I guess
You
first
see
of all,
now, yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Rosie,
first
go
of
ahead.
all, she waited for her to bring the rook here, thinking that Bishop E6 will be met by Rook E6, but Black captured with the pawn and returned the rook to the F file.
To the F5. Okay, so all right.
Yeah, but maybe now she's in time because she can play Knight G3 and she stops all these Knight H5
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah,
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
True.
So Bishop E3 is played, Bishop captures, Knight captures, and now maybe the F file. Maybe White gets to play some, maybe Queen C2
D4, right?
and then D4. You know,
Um, it's a very balanced position. But the thing is, in this position, you would have to really know your end game
yeah,
to
Yeah.
be able to get anything from the position. Yes. If you're not so familiar with your end game, you can easily slip into a lost position. This because there is no really active play for white or black, as in any way to attack to create some kind of play against any kind of weaknesses because there are none for both parties.
yeah. You have to
Actually, I would
keep
have to
maneuvering,
prefer
right?
black. Yes, I would have to prefer black a little bit because of the F file.
Yeah.
So you have it's a very that's why they call it it's the quiet game, the Italian game. So um of course D4 is a very possible move. And if white can get D4 in and open up those two lines, white might have a slight pull because now the E6 pawn becomes a target. It's a target being there. And if you push it, then you create a weakness on the light squares, which white can take advantage of.
Yeah. So okay, maybe moves like B5, chasing the knight somewhere, and then playing Queen C2
Yeah, I like B5. Yeah, I like B5.
and
If
then
B5 is possible.
D4.
Just
Okay.
get some space. Yes.
So I guess that's what mostly is happening in the female, but we probably should move to the male section, and we should really, really start, not with board one, but with the game between the defending national champion and the person who was a runner-up in
And the top seed.
yeah, the top seed, the
top
runner-up in
seed.
the last event, who they played the tie break, which was nail-biting. That's the game between FM Abdurrahman Akitoye as white and Tersee Ferdinand as black. And Abdurrahman started with the move D4, Knight F6, and he plays the Bishop G5, the Tromposki.
Yeah.
It's,
He's been playing that a lot lately.
yeah. So
It shows his worked on his opening, so that's a good one.
that's interesting. Did you hear that side comment? He said he has been playing that a lot lately. that means that I am Dapsey is aware of all the players and what they play. You know, this is how you reveal your life secrets. And all man knows everybody. He knows, okay, this is what I am. This is what FM Abdurrahman plays. All right. That means that, that has a hidden meaning. It means that he even has maybe some hidden ideas that, okay, don't worry. If you play this against me, I know what I'm going to do.
No, to you.
And he's playing it well. That is it. Really, you know, Adewega plays his line also, but I like the way Abdurrahman plays it. Admiral plays it with a sense of attacking. But when Adewega plays his line, he's more of like a positional player. He just wants to squeeze you. But Abdurrahman wants to get some kind of edge and then just attack you.
Yeah.
You know? So
So E4, just like you said, is willing to give up the bishop pair just to get the nice looking center. C3.
Or the knight C3 is also possible.
Yeah, but both of them seem to have spent very little time, so I'm guessing that they are still
they know what they're doing here. Bishop D3. Okay. I like Bishop D3 here. I like Bishop D3. It's very tempting to want to play F4 immediately. But it's very important for you not to just put all your cards on the table. Like if you just play F4, the position has a closed nature. And that gives Black a very good idea of where he's going to do with his pawns. Because after the E5 immediately, the queen goes back to C5 to D8, then C5 comes, then knight C6 comes, then queen B6 comes, then bishop E7 comes. All of a sudden, you know, you've given Black something. But by playing bishop D3, Black is still guessing. Do you want to play E5? Exactly, yes. So I like that bishop D3 more.
Yeah. So it keeps black guessing. You don't know if your opponent wants to play E5. You don't know if your opponent wants to keep the tension. You don't know if your opponent wants to take on D5. Yeah.
That's correct, yeah.
C5 was played, you know, adding more fuel to the fire, increasing the tension. One of the things about, you know, Black is that he has the bishop pair. So if it is safe, he can try to, as much as possible, to open up the position so that his bishops can get some good diagonals, if possible. So C5.
I don't like that C5 though.
Knight F3, Knight C6. But both of them, somehow, they are not spending too much time. I can see FM Abdurrahman's time is 1:30, which means he's still in book.
Wow.
But Tersee's time is also showing 1:25, which means that he is not
far behind.
Yeah, he's not unfamiliar with the position. So both of them castles. And then finally, it seems like Tersee takes his first think of the game, playing the move Queen to D8. Yeah, some people might wonder why Queen to D8. The thing is that, first of all, the natural move you want to make, Bishop D6, runs into pawn to E5. And then it turns out that, wait a minute, my queen has nowhere to go. The other move also of the Bishop D6, also runs into pawn to E5. And also, of course, that's a fork. So if you want to develop the bishop, either you try to play G6 and something which might lead to some disaster because of how, you know, shaky the position looks, or you have to retreat the queen before developing the bishop to the more natural E7 square. So
E7.
Yeah, Queen D8 is played.
I've actually seen G6 in this position, not in this position. I've actually seen G6. I've actually played G6, but against the knight C3 setup with white castle long. G6 bishop G7.
G6.
No, with the pawn on C3.
Yeah, let me go back here. So G6 bishop G7. Yeah.
But the pawn is on C2 and knight is on C3.
On C3
That's the difference. Yes. And white castle long in that game. Queen was on D2. This was a game I played many years ago.
Maybe it was maybe he was also worried about if the bishop ever comes to this diagonal that, you know, pawn can take on C5.
No, that point that's never a problem. But anyway, so
okay.
So Queen D8 is Queen
D8, E D5, trying to open up the position of because
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Black's king is still in the center. So E D5, Queen D5, pawn to C4. Pawn to D5, and the move Queen captures on D5, knight to C3.
He takes the pawn.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he
Wow,
wants to play the move bishop e6 and then try to castle long.
that's so long.
Yeah, but because if you don't take the pawn, then that means your knight will be displaced from the center. Maybe he didn't want that at all.
If you have to, if you have to take the pawn, then I think there's some problem for black in this position. I mean, either way, yeah. But
Queen to
okay,
d5.
knight c3.
And then bishop to b5. Bishop to b5. Wow.
I don't like that.
Wait, let's take a moment. It seems like FM Abdurrahman took quite some time before playing the move bishop to b5. But okay, maybe this is the first point where I am Dapsy disagrees. So maybe we should take some time to look at some of the options that we have available. So what could we possibly try? It seems like visually it looks like white should be white should be better because of the development, issues that black has. Black has not developed anything, but it's not so easy. If you play rook e1, your opponent just plays bishop e7 and is ready to castle. Yeah.
Right.
If
right.
you
I
play,
don't like rook e1.
what do you say?
Yeah. I don't like rook e1. It's too. You're not really going to get much of rook to e1.
Yeah. But if you play queen e2, still maybe black can just play the move, bishop to e7, and okay, maybe that's a way. Maybe rook d1. Maybe that's a way to, because also you have some maybe threats or semi-threats of queen e4. So queen e2.
Yeah, queen e2 rook d1 is very strong because now you cannot castle. And then bishop to b5, and then knight to e5, and knight to e5. Queen e2, bishop e7, rook to d1. You have to make a move, right?
Yes.
Rook to d1. You have to make a move, right?
Yeah, but what about knight d4 maybe? But maybe not knight d4.
No, you can't do knight d4. You can't do knight d4.
Why not knight d4?
Knight takes. What do you do after knight takes? You're just losing here. Bishop check. Yeah, you have to be losing here. No, you can't do this. Rook e1. You can't do this.
Rook e1.
Rook e1. Yeah. Threading rook takes d4. I mean, you cannot do this.
Okay. Bishop.
You can't do this.
e6.
Can you play queen d4? I mean, sorry, queen e5.
Queen e5.
Mm-hmm.
But then black will play bishop f6.
Queen c7. Queen c5.
Queen c5, and then you try to either play maybe king d8. You can also play queen e7, but maybe king d8 is fine. Maybe king e7.
It's fine.
I seem to like queen e7 because now the rook is just stuck on h8.
Yeah, but maybe g6.
Knight e4. Knight e4.
Well, doing that, you're dropping a pawn. You're going to
No, forget that pawn. Because there's knight f6, rook d4. I mean, this is very.
Yeah, it looks.
Black is in trouble.
I'm just trying.
Despite the fact.
I was just trying to defend the honor of the black pieces.
Well, let's go back. Close to me. Let's go back. But I think bishop b5 is not a bad move. I think bishop b5 is a positional approach to this point, because to this position, I think it's trying to take double the pawns, put pressure on those double pawns, because there is no direct attack from the black king once the black king is castled. Okay. I think bishop b5 is an interesting move.
Let's go back one more move. So bishop b5 was played.
Yeah, which is what, yeah.
Bishop e7, knight e5,
yeah.
Pressure on c6, castles, bishop captures, and then after queen d1, because if the pawn takes immediately, the problem is that you lose a piece. Or
yes.
Well, not necessarily lose a piece, but you lose a piece. Because of knight captures on e7, first of all, and then rook captures on d1. The problem about the piece is that after the move queen to c7, which looks as if it's attacking the knight and is also protecting the bishop, there is the move knight to d5.
Knight d5, very strong.
knight takes, so that's where the problem
Strong.
is. Okay, so that's why queen d1 was played, and then after pawn captures, knight captures, bishop f6. Okay, so it's 2 knights versus the 2 bishops, but it's after the move knight to d5, bishop a6. Okay, knight d5. That's an interesting move. Threatening knight c7.
We are winning an exchange.
Winning the exchange, so bishop a6 was played, then knight captures f6, and then after the storm has cleared a bit, it turns out that white is structurally better. And
Slightly, yeah. Is white down a pawn?
I mean,
no, equal number of pawns,
equal
but
number, but then you have 4 pawn islands, 4 isolated pawns. Is in the end game, it's not.
But the interesting thing about this position is, yes, black has 4 pawn islands, white has 2, but there is play on both sides of the board. So if you have the bishop, that's an advantage for you.
Yeah.
But the drawback is that those pawn island, you don't just the pawn island, but there's a double pawn. So
Yes.
it's I'm not even sure how to
and
So,
another thing is
analyze
that
the position.
it's not easy for these rooks to get into the
Get
game
into the
because all these squares
the knight.
are covered by the
Yes.
knight,
Covered by the
and
knight.
also if the rook tries to move out, there is also always some. If the rook tries to exchange itself, maybe exchange, and then there's sometimes some knight a7 ideas. Of course, black also has the counter attack with rook e2. So maybe that's a way to start looking at the game. Maybe you start having to play rook here, and think about the fact that your rook is going to invade on the second rank. Maybe that's the way to hold the position. But so, what would you call this opening phase? Would you call it a success for white?
I mean, white has to be happy with what he has, based on the fact that black's pawns are not looking good, and the only compensation black has is the fact he has a bishop, which can go to both sides of the board. But if they are, but the thing is, if the pawns are on the opposite colors with the bishop, then the bishop really can't do much. I think I will take white in this position. I mean, I'll definitely take white. I'll try to exchange the rooks. Maybe keep one rook, exchange one rook, keep one rook.
Yeah.
I don't want to exchange both rooks. Yes, keep one rook, exchange one rook,
All right.
and then I think white has to be better in this position.
Better, yeah.
It's
White
not-
has to be better.
Because black
Yes.
has to worry about the fact that all these pawns, he has to look for a way to defend
Ah,
all these pawns.
Yeah.
It's
White has to be
just-
better here.
Yeah.
All right. So let's check out the game between IFM Abiola Akishere versus Kei Lucky Musa.
Now, who is this Lucky Musa? I saw his game against Ajibola, a beautiful game.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't underestimate anybody in this tournament.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with the way he played. I was like, who is this guy sucking pawns?
I mean, a lot of people. Well,
Yeah.
he is sort of the underdog in these tournaments based on the caliber of people that are playing. But he's been doing well.
They should want.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if he scores some. If he scores some nice upsets against some of
Yes.
these guys, I would not be surprised.
I
And
know
I think
a-
he's playing confidently.
I know a few people from. He actually drew his last game against the national champion in the round 3. I know a few people from like the northern part of Nigeria, who say, "Oh, it was Kei Musa Lucky that
I think he
started
was
to
winning
coach
a
them."
lot of, he was winning a bunch of their northern tournaments
Yeah,
this year. He's
so-
been having good.
That started to-
results.
That started to coach who? Not to me.
No, like he coaches a lot of people in the north,
Yes.
like from the northern part of the country.
females as
How
well.
old is he? How old
I
is the
think he's
guy?
about 23 or so.
Yes, about 20.
And he
Yeah.
coaches a lot of people in the north.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah, I think I
like-
have to step in there and say a special shout out to international master Thomas Okparagood. He supporting the under 20s. So this was where the young man was discovered. So his constant support
Wow.
for them. The young man comes to play against the Olisa Tennysons, the Okay Makindays,
Isaac
you know, the
Okeke.
Isaac Okekes, you know, even Callistos. I think they were rolling together with all those Danny Pro Toko tournament. Special shout outs to international master Daniel Anguli himself. You know, these brought this man, you know, to the limelight. If not, probably that will be
Impressive.
another star
That's
that
good.
will probably be not seen at the moment.
Yeah.
So, with those constant support and from more people that can do that, I'm so sure we can find much more gems. Not always within Lagos, but always scattered all over the country, centralized to bring out their talent
Right.
to the whole world. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Nice. I would like to meet the guy, Sharp.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a conversation with him.
All right, so let's try to see. He plays the French. My knowledge of the French is very limited
Oh,
to a few
okay.
a few games by some
What
grandmasters.
Are you knowledgeable on?
Okay.
Well, so
I think it's just been that's all. All right.
the advanced one of the main lines in the French. I mean, you have
Yeah.
knight c3. You have knight c3. I think is the main line, main line.
That's the winner variation. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the winner variation.
Then you have the
Knight D2 is the Tarrant variation.
and then the advanced e5.
E-
All right. So,
E5 is the advanced version. Yeah.
so e5, c5, c3, knight c6, knight f3, queen b6, all looking very standard. a3.
A3
Yeah, pawn to c4.
is all theory.
Yeah.
Now this move here is pretty much saying I'm going to castle to the point side, and I'm going to infiltrate your position through the B3 square you created, and then I'm going to throw my pawns at you from the king side and attack you while my king is castled on the point side. That's the meaning of the C4 move.
Yeah.
Because normally you're not supposed to just close the position while the game. The black already has his plan set up. What he's going to do? He's going to castle to the queen side. He's going to pawn storm you on the king side. He's going to play G4, G5, H. He's going to throw all those pawns at you. Even if you get those pawns, he's going to use the file against you. So this is a very playable position for both parties. So the person that has more knowledge in this position is pretty much going to have an advantage.
I mean, I'm excited to see how Abiola is going to play this because I also played this setup as for advanced
On the white-
against this line. For
Okay, on the white
I played
side.
this setup
Okay.
as well. So I'm very excited to see how he plays this and how he goes about it.
Bishop e5, bishop d7, castles just knight a5, going for this the standard ideas.
The
maybe
B3.
putting-
Yeah.
maybe even knight bd2, trying to cover the b3 square. Knight e7 is played. a4.
Now
Nice.
go back one. Okay, I think knight b3 is possible here. Knight b3 immediately.
Okay, instead of knight d7, knight b3, and then
Knight b3, yes.
if the knight captures,
Bishop a4.
bishop a4, and if this
Yes.
other knight joins in,
Yeah, just bring your other knight. Anytime it takes, you think, just bring your other knight. Yeah, bishop takes.
okay, bishop takes.
So the question is, what did black gain in this position?
Are you taking with the pawn or
Is
with the
the-
queen?
No, take with the queen. Take with the queen.
Okay, take with the
Because
queen.
now black has gotten rid of his bad bishop, which is the light square bishop, right? So now it can okay, queen b6. Go back to queen b6.
But I prefer white in this position actually with the pawn f4.
Because I feel playing c5, b3 is basically like that square is a weakness. It's weak. So I feel exchanging the bishop, black doesn't really want to exchange the bishop in that position. Rather, I feel
You mean-
just developing his other
light
knights
square
and
bishop.
finding a way to just developing.
Anyway,
his
let's
other-
go back
finding
to
a
the
way
game.
to sit on that
Let's
square.
go back to the game.
Because that is a weakness, and here it's not really clear how white should really develop. Not here.
Okay,
just
let's
take
go
it
back to
It's
the
not
game.
really clear
Let's
how
go back to
white can get in play here.
Yeah.
So I feel just exchanging, I feel it just gives white more room to play because here it's not really clear what white should do here, and that's like the drawback in this line, because the
Okay.
square is just a weakness. It's not easy to I think this is the most challenging line of all in the advance, so it's not really easy to play for white here.
So if queen c7, so black wants to put pressure on the a pawn, right? Bishop d1. You have to play bishop d1. Probably knight b6 or bishop c6. Knight b6. Okay. Bishop c2 is good, right? So that queen can come to d1. Yeah, g5. I like that move, g5.
Yeah.
That's very, very. It's more of, what you see in this position.
No, but it captures everything you've said. Black wants to castle to the queen side and then push some pawns on the king
Yes.
side.
Yes, that is there. That's his plan.
Just stuck defending.
That's his plan.
Queen h5. But
And they trust.
do you think he
Sorry,
should have
go ahead.
castled or should have played h5 first?
I think I like h5 first. I like h5. I like h5 first. And the interesting thing about this position is white wants to attack the supposed castled black king on the side, which is actually going to the queen side, right? That's the only plan has in this position. That's white's only plan. Now, black's plan, actually, black's plan is I'm going to make sure you cannot do anything on the queen side. So I have my knights on the queen side, my pawn on c4. You can't do anything. But now I'm just going to throw my two pawns, my g pawn and my h pawn towards your king's position, and then bring my rook to the g and the h5. I have to like black's position here. I like. But I'm not going to castle here. I'm going to play h5 instead of castling right away.
Yeah,
I think h5 is more like.
Yeah, but also if queen h5 is allowed, but it still is not too bad. What about bishop e8 with ideas of f5?
Queen h6.
Yeah, but queen h6. Let's say bishop h6. Oh, the rook is on.
Queen h6. Yeah, it's disconnected. Queen h6. Queen g7 is coming.
The queen is on. The queen can take.
Queen,
the pawn.
yeah, queen h6. Yeah, so we don't want to give white. We don't want to give white anything.
Okay, so g3, f5.
Yeah, I like. Is this a game?
Yes.
Oh yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, you have to play f5. Yeah, you have to.
And then king here, and captures,
F4.
knight captures, and e5. The game is heating up.
You see, I like this guy. What's this Musa guy?
And yeah, it seems like if anybody has some ideas on the king side, it seems like it's black, but it's still not easy. White also has some good squares for his pieces.
Yeah,
Bishop
that's
e3.
true. That's true.
Yeah, bishop
Knight
d4. Yeah, and so maybe it's not so easy to break through. But maybe are you going to? Are we considering rook here and bishop g4 or what?
Well, it's going to be different if rook there, you can just take the pawn on h.
Yeah, but
I think that'd be too risky.
Yeah, it looks a bit risky. Yeah,
that'd be too risky. Yeah, that'd be too risky. That'd be too risky.
Yeah, it seems like it's an easier position to play for black, maybe.
I think they both have their chances, really. Okay. That'd be too risky. So if queen h7, are you gonna go back to h8, right?
This pawn is even hanging. This knight is hanging.
The one on.
If what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we can't do that. Yes. So that rook h8 is a very strong move. Now, yeah, you have to play knight d4 here so that the knight doesn't hang.
Knight what?
Oh, I think the knight's hanging. No. I think the knight still hangs after knight d4. The knight still hangs.
How does the knight hang?
The knight isn't hanging here.
It's not? You're attacking it 3 times, right?
Oh, okay. That's what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, the knight is...
Yeah.
Rook takes, then queen takes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it still hangs, yeah.
But maybe... Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, so what's this thing? So king, bishop d6, king g2 is
That's a
I
problem.
think this is the current position. Okay, rook hg8 has been played. Rook hg8 has been
Wow. Threatening to win a piece.
played. Yeah, so it looks like black
Seems
is.
like there's no way for white to really defend this.
It looks like black is looking better.
Black looks good. Black looks good. Black looks good.
Yeah.
And the reason black looks good is because of the fact that every attack generated on that side has to do with the king. The king is involved. You can't compare the black king to the white king.
Yes.
You know, and black has a lot of pieces.
Yes.
He has the queen on c7, bishop on d6, bishop on d7, rooks on f8 and g. Everything looking at the white king's position, except the two knights on a5 and b6.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
It's a difficult position for. It's a difficult position for
white to play.
And at first it looked like but you said you liked some moves. Let's point them out. For instance, you said you liked f5, trying to just create some things on this king side, and then he captures f6. It turns out that maybe this queen is not as well placed as it first looked. Because somehow
go back.
Okay.
Go back. No, sorry, go back to before f5. Sorry, go. Try and get to the point before f5. All right. So now go back. Go back. Don't play f5 yet.
To which point?
Go back one.
Which point?
Before f5.
Okay, before f5.
So white has a very interesting move here, right? Okay, number one, what is white's plan? What is white's plan?
I guess he wants to play f4. Maybe that's his idea. With maybe knight g to f4 has always been his idea.
But then f4 here
Because
really good, because then you
the thing is
that file is just open for black pieces to attack down the g file. It's just open for black pieces to attack down the g file.
See, I'm thinking about bishop e8.
Bishop what?
I'm thinking about two moves, either bishop e8 f5 or h6 bishop e8 and then f5, so that the queen is totally dislodged from that side of the board.
Yeah, but
because if the queen is totally
it turns out that even with the queen there, with what he played, and
it doesn't
like
do anything.
with the queen there,
still good, yes.
Yeah, it turns out that the queen is not even happy. Like I think this e5 break was also nice. Like bringing the bishop out through this diagonal. And
it makes a lot of sense. Open up the lines.
Yeah, the bishop still.
Open up the lines.
And the queen's on h5 is not even clear why the queen is on h5.
Not looking healthy. Yeah, true.
So this is the live position right now, and it's not easy to find some moves for
a good move for white.
Yeah, for white.
Wow. Musa. Wow. How long has he been playing?
What did you say?
How long has he been playing?
How long has who been playing?
Okay.
Musa.
Oh, I've known him for a while now. I've known him for at least, I think
because
I think maybe
I guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead after you. I guarantee you, he has seen this position several times. This position on the board.
Yeah, it seems like he plays the French. Yeah.
Something similar. Yeah. Something similar. He's been in this position and if you look at his time, he kind of corresponds with what I say.
Yeah.
He has, because for you to play c4, you know that your plan is you have to attack the white king on the king side. I think he's been here before. Yeah, he's definitely been here before.
Yeah, and the fact that he made some, if we go back, he made some non-standard maneuvers. For example, here it wasn't really 100% clear, but he played knight c8. He retreated his queen, then he now brought the knight to b6. Yeah, because that is not something you just.
It's not really something you
stumble over. You don't stumble across that move.
What did you say?
you don't stumble over that.
Yeah,
move.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It,
something
it
you
means
say
that you have
before.
looked at the position,
Yeah, yeah.
probably studied this in some chessable courses
Absolutely.
before
Absolutely.
Yeah.
before coming up with it on the board. And then he played some inspired. He has played some inspired moves so far. Even this move G5, which you said you like,
Yeah.
G5.
So from what he's been playing, he seems to be well versed in his lines.
Yeah, he has been
Yeah.
playing
His
some really.
lines are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows his lines, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this as the current position. We'll get back to sorry, this is the current position. We'll get back to it in this particular position.
Okay.
We've looked at what Tersee. Okay, Tersee decided to play King G7, sidestepping any, so that he can always challenge the
And
knight,
check.
without worrying about any knight E7s and all those sort of things. We've not looked at the game between Ekunke Goodness and FM Ajibola. So let's check it out. D4,
See,
Ekunke
okay.
Goodness. D5, Knight F3, Bishop F5. Once again, C4, E6, Knight C3, Knight F6, Queen B3, trying to put some pressure on this pawn on B7 since the bishop has left this. I think I've talked about that a few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Knight C6, A3. I would have.
Can you let them know why? Yeah, go ahead.
What did you say?
Can you let them know why Queen B7 is bad?
Oh, okay, yes, please. Queen B7. I think you had a famous game here against Bomo in a similar
Queen B7,
structure.
Yeah.
Where
And it just went downhill.
yeah, I believe that was at the zone 4.2 or so.
Yes, it was a crush.
Yeah.
It was a prepared line, Shao.
Yeah, I'm very much aware.
It was a quick game and it was a prepared line. Maurice actually was even asking me about that game afterwards. I told him, I know he plays that line and I just prepared it against him. He said, "Wow, that was brutal." I said, "Yeah."
So knight
Knight B4.
B4 here. I think
Before it's very strong, yes.
yeah, it's strong.
It's,
At the very least, black should have a perpetual maybe, with if nothing else, rook chasing the rook around, chasing the queen around at the very least, But I think
perpetual.
at least.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. This is very strong for black. So okay, let's go back. So A3 is pretty
A3
much
was
ready
played.
to take the pawn.
But I was wondering about. I didn't want A3 immediately. I was wondering about the move bishop to G5. I was just wondering about.
What's the idea?
That.
Oh, you want to take twice?
No, like if knight B4, I'm always ready to play rook to C1,
Rook C1.
without wasting a move on A3.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Different strokes for different folks. It's all about style.
Yeah. So A3, but okay, A3, A6. I wonder if it's possible to consider the move knight A4.
Knight A5.
He's going to check it. You have to go back.
But check C6.
You're going to finish. C6.
Yeah.
You said the game is going to take a different nature. You can just play C5. You can just play C5.
Yeah.
You can play C5. The game is going to take a complete nature, which I don't think black can gain anything out of that knight A5 C6 maneuver.
But maybe
You have to take and just Queen D. You don't have to take. Just Queen D1.
Yeah.
You don't have to take.
Yeah.
but
The knight on A5 is not Queen
No,
D1.
Queen D1, yeah.
Now
Really,
Bishop G5 is gone.
How do you chase
That's
this
it.
knight away from here?
Let it stay there now. Let the knight stay there.
Yeah,
Bishop
because
G5 E3.
At some point, the knight.
Then you play B3. If he goes to C4, then you play B3. The knight is not something you want to be worried about if you have the white pieces, really.
Okay, but let's not spend too much time here. So A6 is played. This is a well-known idea that after queen captures, you just play knight A5, and the queen
You lose
is
your point,
trapped.
yeah.
You can
Yeah.
see that the queen has nowhere to go, so that's why A6 was played, but after that, bishop G5, then D times C4, queen times C4, bishop E7,
E3.
pawn to E3, H6, bishop H4, castles, bishop E2,
Bishop
just
E2.
trying to develop rook to C8, and then castles, G5. But I guess it's fine since there are a lot of pieces around the black king. So
You know, but to be honest, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of pieces on the black king. I mean, it can be a permanent weakness. What's the? I think G5 is reckless. What's the point of G5?
yeah, probably he wants. Maybe he's trying to go for the bishop. I think that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to go for the bishop, trying to get the two bishops, and then knight captures, and then bishop G6. Okay, rook D1. So. Ekuke Goodness is just playing for centralization and trying to.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like white's
break.
position.
G4 trying to destabilize the knight. Knight E5. Okay, knight captures. Pawn captures. Queen E8.
So it wins a pawn there, right? It wins a pawn, right?
Yeah, bishop captures on G4. Okay, bishop H5, B4.
Okay, I like that move.
Going to C6.
I prefer knight D2 instead of that move.
You prefer what?
Knight D2.
I prefer knight D2 instead of that rook E1. But
Instead of rook E1. Okay. So knight. Let me go back and move, just to show that.
The idea of knight D2 is to take on E6, knight C4. Once your knight gets to C4, you can just go to sleep because you can take on B4, play B3, and I think white is just way better. Yeah, way better.
Yeah, but knight D2, most likely black will consider the move C4, or maybe takes and then C4.
Now rooks now take on B,
on B4. Take and then C4. Might not be so easy.
Let's say rooks. Okay, rook C1 doesn't do anything. Okay, go back. Rook C1 doesn't do anything.
So rook F1, A5, takes, knight here.
This is
okay, trying to bring his knight into the game this way. Knight D4, Queen B6, and this is our current position. This is our current.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the thing is that black has some ideas on the queen side. White has some ideas on the queen side. Maybe white has some ideas on the king side. Is it possible to even sacrifice? Okay, maybe it's not possible. I was thinking about the rook lift ideas, but this our knight is hanging currently. So
No. Wait. Sorry, don't stop. So rook lifts, what happens?
The rook captures on D4.
Okay, rook check first. Rook check.
Then king G7.
Okay, rook takes rook.
King takes rook.
Queen takes rook.
Then
Queen takes E6.
Then
this is not. So what to do here? It's not so easy now.
It's not so easy.
Rook F7, Queen E7, Queen E7. I mean, it's a possibility. And you can't defend the rook at the bishop with either rook E8 or rook C7. You can't. You're going to get mated.
Yeah.
So, what do you do? Maybe Queen D8. Even Queen D8, right? Rook F7 check. Queen takes G6. That's winning.
Yeah.
The king can't get away from that. Yeah. So don't stop your analysis. Don't say the knight is hanging. Let's say, what if it takes? What do you have? What can you do afterwards?
Well, let's check it out.
I don't know what the end.
Rook E3.
Okay.
We're looking at rook captures on D4.
taking that point. Rook check first.
Rook check.
And it doesn't matter where the king goes.
Okay,
That
let's
queen
let's try to find a better square for the king.
Okay. I don't know if there's a better square set.
I don't think. I think G7 is probably the best square for the king because you don't want to put the king.
Why not on it?
Because after
Actually, E8 is a possible one.
E6, it seems like
Queen takes what?
after the variation we saw where after rook takes rook, queen takes rook, and then queen takes e6, the bishop
Can
is
you slow
just
down?
pinned.
How?
The variation we saw with the king.
No,
on
I'm talking about
G7.
like in this position. Why not queen e8? King e8.
On my field, after that same variation with queen takes e6, you feel you're just pinning the bishop to the king.
Rotimi is still bad.
Yeah.
Rook d4. Right, rook d4. Right, rook d4. Queen e6.
Queen takes e6.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you have maybe queen takes g8, queen g8 check.
What about
You're not checking. You're not checking. I see queen d7. Apart from queen d7, what else does? You're thinking about rook what? That's bad. Rook f7 is very strong, right? Oh no, rook f7 doesn't work because it's queen h5. Rook f7 doesn't work because there's queen h5.
Well, here you just have queen takes g6 check here.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't want the.
I keep queen g6. I'm trying to run to d7. I'm trying to run to d7.
Okay, it doesn't work because rook f7 doesn't work. Rook f7 would have been beautiful now, but it doesn't work. There's queen d1, queen h5, and that's just you're gonna get mated or lose the game.
That's a mouse slip, guys. It's supposed to be
Okay.
the move queen h5.
Okay, yeah. Okay, this doesn't work. Rotimi, let's go back. So that piece sack doesn't work if the king goes to e8. The piece that doesn't work if it goes to e8. Because now why the king e8 is better is because now the king defends the weak bishop on e7.
Yeah.
So all we have to do is just worry about the hanging rook on c8. So I think I don't think it works. Yeah, I don't think it works.
Okay.
I don't think it works.
So king f7, current position, and it's white to play. So there are probably many ideas. Maybe there's knight f5. Maybe there's so many things that can happen. Not really sure, but I guess Ekuke Goodness is known to like calculating and attacking. So probably he will have something in mind here. We'll wait for him to show us a move, show us what he has in mind. Let's quickly check out the rest of the games. We have Ohipo Bartolomeo versus Don Yefa Callistos. Ohipo starts with the move d4, g6, c4.
It's interesting how Callistus just plays every kind of opening. I don't know if he's well prepared in most of them, but I know he likes to experiment a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Bishop g7, pawn to c5, d5, and d6. Okay, so some kind of Benoni-like structure appearing, but not yet defined how any of them wants to play e4. I think I saw a game, maybe in the World Cup. I think something along the lines of bishop captures on c3, but I'm not sure.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes,
how,
you're right.
where it was.
Actually, after d5, there's bishop takes c3 immediately.
Yeah.
I really didn't understand.
Yeah. I think bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3, and then pawn to f5 or something along those lines. I think that was how the game went. I can't remember, so don't quote me on this, guys. But let's see how the game goes. d6, e4, knight f6. So Callistus decides that, okay, there is the option of that, but that's not what I want to play today. Today I have I'm going for the more mainline Benoni lines. Probably he's going to play some e6 later. So h3 was played, e6, okay, bishop d3, ed5, ed5. All right, so this is one of the lines I prefer. Like normally, of course, CD5 is one of the moves, trying to go into like a main Benoni, but I actually like the symmetrical
Benoni
with
lines,
ED5. It's a bit more.
Yeah, I prefer the E captures also.
Yeah,
I
it's
prefer the E captures.
a bit easier to play, but castles.
Why I prefer the E capture is because it makes it very difficult for black to play B5, which is a very important free move
Yeah.
in this position for black.
But the reason I actually don't play this particular variation is because of this line: Rook E8, Bishop E3, and then Rook captures on E3. It turns out that like I've had this kind of position as white a few times, and I decided that, you know what, I don't like this thing. It's just a bit annoying. There is always some pressure on the E pawn, and it's not really clear how I'm supposed to put pressure on black pieces. I'm an exchange up, but it's not so easy. So that's why I don't really play this line anymore. So I'm surprised that, given the opportunity, Callistus, maybe the burden of how important the national championship is, he didn't want to play Rook E8 and capture on E3. Probably felt all right. Not
Probably.
today. So knight A6, he played castles, but once white can achieve castling comfortably without having to give up without worrying about any rook captures on E3 sacrifice,
Takes
I think,
E3.
yeah, I think white is happy.
Sure.
Yeah, bishop F4, maybe pawn to A4, pawn to A6. I have doubts about when to play A5. I don't feel like you should always play A5. I think people always rush.
Actually, I think in this game A5 was played, and I don't like the A5 move.
Yeah,
I don't
think
like
people
the
always
A5
rush with it.
The reason,
And-
the reason
Yeah.
is because I want to make sure I have the A file open for my rook. If you're so I don't want. Actually, I would have preferred another move here, not the A5 was played in this position, because
Well-
it doesn't really stop.
But also,
Right.
also maybe it's good. I'm just saying that you probably should not have rushed it. I mean, it's barely spent 2 minutes on the move, and it's a. But maybe it's also necessary because B5 means that this D5 pawn might fall at some point. So, okay, so A5, B5 captures, and then Queen D2. Keeping this under. Bishop H6. Oof. Not a decision I would have made so easily.
Actually, it's possible. You can't take the pawn. You're going to get mated.
No, not even. I'm not sure if I want to exchange bishops.
Oh, well, you can't give up your exchange though.
Callistus is playing some very weird, moves there. Okay, Queen F4. Okay, so generally, it looks like white is the one with pressure and is just trying to find a way to increase the pressure, but
Make something happen.
yeah, but it's not so clear. It's not so easy. Always, you have to be watching out for some sacrifices, some knight E6. Is it possible here, knight E6?
Actually, it looks very strong. 96, takes.
And if the bishop moves, then you always have E7.
Yeah.
That's a very strong move. 96 is very possible. Pretty much destroys the black king's shelter, and yeah, 96. Did he play 96?
No, 96 has not been played. But I'm wondering, for Callistus to play H6, he has to have considered what will have happened after knight E6. It's not possible
Maybe
that
he
he
did
didn't.
not consider it.
Huh?
Maybe he didn't consider it.
I
96 is very strong.
If I'm the one calculating, once I want to play a move like that, I'm looking at what if my opponent goes forward? You know?
96.
So there's no how I'm not looking at knight E6. And I would like to think
96 is very
Yeah.
dangerous. Very dangerous. 96 is very strong.
True.
Because even if you decide to take twice on E6, the rook there is,
Yeah.
puts pressure on the knight on F6, pressure on the pawn on G6, knight is coming to D5. I think he's almost winning now.
I don't know
96 is
about
almost winning.
I don't know about almost winning, but it looks interesting.
How do you play against it? 96, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if okay, of course. Let's start with capture. We have to capture. We can't leave the knight on e6. What's happened? Is the
Then
laptop glitching?
It seems capturing the bishop might be the best move here, rather than capturing with the pawn.
But you're still going to capture with the
Even
pawn.
either way, it's going to be bad.
Yes, either
Either
way it's
way.
going to be bad.
Sorry, the laptop
it's
is glitching a little bit. We wanted to
Alright,
make
let's-
some moves. Let's see. Oof, it's frozen.
Okay.
I am Dapsy. Are you still with us?
Yeah, of course, I'm here.
Okay,
I'll
no.
get some water real quick.
Seems
Okay,
to
okay.
be
I
glitch,
think
but
we have it
it's
back.
now.
All right, hold on.
Okay, so 96,
96.
f6, f6. We can always take with the bishop if we
Yeah.
want. But
Yeah, but I think he has to take with the bishop. He has to take with the bishop because the bishop can move because of e7.
Okay, take with the bishop. Then rook capture.
Takes.
Yeah, but okay. So how bad is this? It can't be too bad. Is it that bad?
It is bad though.
It looks
Okay, let
visually
me tell you why.
It's
pleasing.
kind of
Okay.
bad
But how do
because-
you make progress? Let's say king f7 and queen f7. How do you make progress?
Queen f7, rook e2.
Rook what?
The endgame is rook e2. The endgame is excellent for whites because of the nature of the pawns, the bishop,
Rook
the
e2,
minor
not
pieces.
queen
It's
e3.
excellent. Okay, what's the, let's see, queen e3, sorry, queen e3. Queen e3 is actually
I am
better.
Dapsy. I'm not sure. I'm just suggesting moves. I'll leave
Queen
it to
e3 is
your
quick.
tactical
No,
eyes to tell me if it's decent.
Queen e3 is better because the idea of queen e3 is to advance the f pawn all the way. This has to be very good for white, not just good, very good for white. You can't move the knight anyhow. You cannot move your rook. This has to be winning, actually. Has to be winning.
I'm not sure I'll go that far, but okay.
This is advantage white.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. How do you defend the position?
Um,
I want to play g5. I want to play f4. And maybe no, the threat is
Oh
f4
my
g5.
goodness! Oh my goodness! Interestingly, the game has taken another turn. After h6,
What happened?
knight e4 was
Remember.
played. Maybe he wanted
Oh,
to
man.
put pressure on this pawn, and after knight captures,
Nah. Boring,
Nice.
boring.
this is the correct
Nah.
position. This is the correct
Don't like
position.
that.
I'm sorry, we didn't get to see the knight e6 move.
yeah.
96 is very strong for
96
white.
is
Very
good.
strong. Very strong for white.
But I feel like maybe for Callisto to play h6, I feel he will have considered knight e6. I'm not sure what he planned.
Callisto's now. What do you mean he has? What if he doesn't? He didn't consider it.
I
Why
always,
why
I
is so
always
sure that he
give,
consider
I
it?
always give my opponent, some benefit
Benefit
to,
of the doubt.
to
See some. There are some players you can predict them. Some you can't really predict what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't think. Actually, I didn't even see that knight e6 until you mentioned it. I wasn't even thinking about knight e6. I was thinking about knight ge4. But when I saw the knight e6, I actually prefer that knight e6 too. Because this is the difference. With the move knight ge4, right? You're trying to maintain status quo.
yeah.
With the
yeah.
move knight e6, you're playing to get something. You're playing to get something from the position. You're not just playing. You're
Yeah.
playing to get something. You're forcing your opponent's hand. That's why I prefer knight e6 to knight g4. This is still,
Yes.
even though I still with the knight e6, you number one, you get rid of that bishop, and the more open the position becomes, the more problem the knights are going to have.
Yeah.
Especially when you now exchange pawns. And with white having a light square bishop, pawn on g6, rook on e6, it has to be a problem for there has to be a problem. Queen f7, queen e3.
Well, I
Queen
hope
e3
that
thread.
I hope that we'll get one of them to come to the broadcast room.
That would be nice.
They would ask them.
I doubt it. I doubt it if any of them saw it. I doubt it.
No, I have a feeling that the players are very strong. I know that they always see a lot of things that are even deeper than we are seeing.
I doubt it. If they did, I'll be impressed, but I doubt it. Now, like you said, Queen F7, Queen E3, threatening F4, G5, you move, I take on G6, you lose. This is very strong for black, for white. Yeah. And notice the rook on D8. Now, another way you can look at this position is look at each piece, on its own. What's the effect they have on the position? Rook D8 is just doing nothing. You can't compare the rook on D8 to the one on E6. You can't compare the knights. Knights are very bad protectors, If the knights have to defend themselves, it's a problem. The knights would prefer to be defended by a pawn, not another knight. So if you have to see two knights protect themselves, it's a red flag. And then the king is part of all this happen. King on G7. You can't have your king this close, even though it's an end game, but there are so many pieces on the board. So your king this close, stray bullet can get your king. So the only thing that's actually happening in this position is your queen. But even then, your queen's position is constrained. Queen F7, then what? And we are trying to see who is better here. I mean, come on. Yeah. It has to be white. Just break down the position. It has to be white.
All right, let's quickly go because we haven't seen like two other games, and I can see that IM Odeon and the battle of the IMs is actually going on there. But let's quickly reach this one. This one is between FM Kigiha Bomo versus the IM elect Olisa Tersee. So D4 knight F6, G3 D5, C4, E6, knight F3, B6. Wow, this is not something I've seen a lot of in the Catalan. An early B6. So probably Tersee came up with, he decided that this obscure line is something that Bomo would not have looked at in detail. So he just felt like, all right.
Normally taking on C4 or Bishop E7 is actually Bishop E7 castle taking on C4 is able.
Yeah. So those are more of the main lines.
B6 is rare. B6 is pretty rare.
Takes on C4 or Bishop E7. Personally here,
I think I saw this game.
I've been playing.
Sorry, Rotimi. I think I saw this game earlier. I think at the time I saw it, I think Olise was just losing because I think he played B5, and after knight A5, I don't know how it's going to continue. I think I saw this game earlier.
Okay, let me quickly get there. CD5, Bishop G2, and then castles, Bishop E7, knight E5, pawn to E4, and then knight to C3, knight D7, knight C4. Okay, this is where you said you saw B5, knight A5.
B5, knight A5.
Yeah, and
how do you defend that diagonal?
The pressure. So he played queen to C8.
You have to be bad here. You have to be definitely worse here, like very bad.
Yeah.
Because now I'm going to take the bishop. Sorry, go ahead, Rotimi.
No. That's what I was reinforcing what you were saying.
I mean, you have to hate your position here. You have to really be like, how did I get here?
But my question is that in this position, are you going to hurry with the move knight B7, or first of all play a move like, let's say, Bishop G5 or Bishop F4?
Actually, Bishop F4 is... if I'm going to make a name of, is Bishop F4, but I'm thinking I don't want to do Bishop F4 yet because there's B4. B4 can be a little annoying.
Yeah, but I was hoping I was hoping for B4 before.
Oh.
I'm sorry about that. Pawn.
Before
that
Queen C8. Before Queen to C8.
Yeah, before B4. All right. Okay. So, I mean, after Bishop F4 or Bishop G5. Okay, so let's see.
Before is annoying. I don't think I would.
Yeah. So what I was
I'm going to take immediately and just.
What I was trying to say was that if this, then maybe knight here, but maybe your opponent just takes.
It takes on C3.
Yeah.
It takes on C3. Yes. This is why it takes on C3.
It takes on C3. The return to.
Takes on C3. No, we don't want to do this. That we're giving them too much. Don't give them too much.
But the knight will have the lovely C6 square.
Take on B2 first. Let's see.
Can I ignore you?
No, you can't because I'm going to get a queen. So even if you get my queen, I'm going to get a queen. So.
And then
Queen A6. Can you play Queen A6? Oh, bishops. No, Queen A6 is. I don't like to give my opponent all this chance. I don't want to play and then you're playing too. It's not going to look. Yeah. Let me do the playing. You can just watch. Don't give your opponent anything. Take.
And then D5.
This will happen in the game.
Yeah. So D5 or E5 or what? If there was something, it should be around here. If there's
yeah, you're right. I agree with you. Actually, D5 or E5.
Or even maybe Bishop G5. I'm always saying Bishop G5 because, for example, let's just make a random move. Like E5, Knight D5.
H6. Let's do H6.
Okay.
Let's do H6. Force the bishop to leave that place.
No, but this is the idea.
yeah.
This is crushing.
Yeah, so that if
Beautiful.
Knight D5, you always have Bishop.
Yeah, this is
Gotcha.
actually this is crushing. No. Okay, yeah, you can. I was thinking take first, but either way, yeah, this is crushing. Yes.
Yeah, so that was what I've been saying.
Yes,
Bishop G5 for a while.
Bishop G5 is very strong.
I am Tersee. You are always going to get me into trouble. I'll say a move, you say, yes, it's very strong. If they now see it later at home, they put on the engine, they will say, what are these people saying at home? What are these people saying? I don't know.
Bishop G5 is very strong. That's what we're saying.
I don't believe in myself at all.
Bishop G5 is very strong.
All right.
It's actually annoying. Yeah, I don't know how black is going to meet that. Because even if you move your queen away from that diagonal, your rook is still there, so it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Okay, so D5 was played.
So let's see what happened in the game.
Pawn captures, ED5. Okay, ED5, and then he was able to maybe stabilize a little bit.
Okay, wait. Sorry. Can we go back?
You were thinking about E5 or what?
Yes, I was thinking about E5.
Yeah, but still just Knight E5, I thought.
No. Something is hanging on D7. Knight takes it.
No, but Knight captures and C6.
Okay, no, sorry. Go back. I didn't see it. Okay, go back. I didn't know E5 was hanging. Go back. So pawn takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, either way, white still has a slight edge. White has a slight edge.
Yeah. But the question was if
still.
at some point you could have gained more, but maybe not.
We don't know. Maybe NJ can tell us.
Yeah. The only thing is that we are trying as much as possible not to use engines so that we would try to suffer as much as the players are suffering.
Bobo is a very dangerous player. When it comes to some positions, it's very difficult to.
Yeah, he likes when you can have small pressure like this because it seems like he has some internal rook to C2, rook to C1.
Bobo is a very dangerous player.
But maybe the worst of it is behind.
Yeah. I don't think anybody has a pull in this position any longer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's playing to, because I don't see I don't see anything here.
All right, let's quickly check out the last game. That's the battle of the IMs. I am Femi Balogun versus Odion. I am Odion Ayekote. E4, E6. So Odion.
He played the French.
Yeah. So there are two things that Odion is known for, the London and the Alekhine as black. However, the thing is that sometimes when he's, that he's about to be surprised, with some novelty, he won't play the Alekhine. Instead, he will go to the French. which he does sometimes.
Let me say this. So John is not new to French. He's played the French defense many years ago. So it's not as if he's new to. He knows a number of ideas. I don't know if maybe recent, but probably prepared this. But John is definitely not new to French. But of course, he prefers his other kind anytime he's playing against E4.
Yeah.
And I told him I have some new lines I want to test against him. So, yeah.
D5, knight C3. Balogun goes down the main line, and then E5, knight FD7, knight CE2,
F4,
C5.
Oh, okay.
C3, Queen A5, F4. Yeah, definitely.
F4,
CD4, knight D4, knight C6, knight F3,
knight F3,
A6, bishop E2, getting
Bishop
ready to
E3.
castle.
not bishop
Castling.
B3,
Knight C5.
Okay.
King H1.
King H1,
Knight G5. Trying to put some pressure here. Is he thinking bishop G5? Is he thinking bishop D3? Maybe he's thinking bishop G5. Trying to provoke some things. And maybe even F5. Oof. I don't know about this. Where is the knight going to?
what's move is he?
Well, in this position, white played rook F3,
Okay,
rook C8, rook B3, bishop D3, threatening to bring the queen to H5, H6. Okay, so maybe queen H5 cannot be played because of maybe
Queen C1 is very strong.
Yeah,
Queen C1 will win the game. Yeah,
So knight.
I was thinking that the first move I thought about was Queen H5. Then I saw Queen C1. Sorry, quick question. What was the move before H6?
Bishop D3, trying to get the queen to
No. After Bishop D3, what happened?
H6.
Now I played H6. Okay.
Well, I
Alright.
wonder, is it even possible to play rook C3? But maybe not.
No.
What's the point?
And then now I can go to queen H5. But that's...
Is
that's
Queen H5 mate?
No, it's
Is
not
it
mate,
mate?
of
If
course.
it's mate, if it's mate, then you can do anything you want.
So knight F3 is played, but still white's structure is much better. He has
Preferably, absolutely.
he has more space, and there are no pawn breaks that can disrupt you. So he has a very stable...
White is just better here.
Yeah. So bishop D2, G4, F5, trying to break open the position. Okay, so already he's planning to give up an exchange.
It's not giving up an exchange. You can't. That's not giving up an exchange, Rotimi. I take with my D pawn, my bishop. I form a battery. That's not exchange.
Yeah, but I mean, you are going to wait for the perfect moment to try to take it.
Okay. Well, let's see if he just let him stay there.
So bishop D8 was played, F6, G5, and this is the current position. But already I'm thinking H4 somewhere.
H4 is possible. Of course, you can do anything here as white. You know the funny thing, they've played something like this recently. When was the last time they played each other? I think I saw a game with Diona, and I think the game ended in a draw. Yes, I think it was the maybe Friends of Chess. I remember Odion, and I think it was white. Odion played the French against Femi. They had a very crazy position. I think the game ended a draw, but I think Femi was better. So H4 is definitely possible. Why is H4 possible? Number one, the black rooks are disconnected. In fact, there are none of black pieces doing anything. The only way any of black pieces can do something is if there's a capture on C4. So that's why we want that rook to be there for as long as possible. So H4 is actually very possible for whites. Because if you take, what do you do when you take? You take with the knight, or what do you do? Or you just play G5? If you don't take, you're going to lose material now.
Yeah, but like
I'm going to take and move. So what do we do here? Do we... Did you just play king h2?
yeah,
What's the point of king h2?
I'm just improving my king from this diagonal and just waiting for the perfect moment to. I'm getting my king to a more
to be
comfortable
honest,
square.
To be honest with you, don't take that rook. No matter, let that rook stay there. I mean, what is it threatening? If it doesn't have any, let it stay there. The thing is, if you take the rook,
I'm
black is
Tersee,
gonna
I'm
have
greedy.
No. I'm not gonna give you anything. I would let it stay there for as long as possible. Let the rook stay on c4. Let the rook stay on c4.
I'm going to capture it. I am Tersee. I'm going to capture it. Don't tempt me. I'm going to capture on c4. Don't you like material?
Don't take on
No,
c4.
it feels like it just feels natural when you have the opportunity to gain the exchange. Why not go for it? I guess it's natural.
You have to be
There's
careful.
nothing natural.
Yeah,
I'm only trying to.
definitely.
I'm only trying to.
There's nothing
hype
natural
it
here
up.
for
But
me.
No, definitely you have to. be
I'm not gonna
careful.
take that rook.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take that rook.
Okay, so what move are you going to make?
Rook g1.
Rook g1.
No.
Yeah, I like rook g1.
Or you mean rook
Bishop
g8?
takes
G8.
6 now. No. Rook, no.
G1
You mean for
white.
black?
Yeah. I'm playing for white.
Playing for white too. Now, how can I play for black in this position? I'm playing for white. You're the one that I'm playing for white, not black.
Because I want to take the
They
exchange.
can't-
That's why I'm playing for white.
Okay. Take the exchange. But it's black to play, right?
Yes, it's black to play.
What's the last position they have on the board?
This is a live position. Wow. Okay. After g5, Femi Balogun played queen g2.
Okay, the idea is pawn push. If you take pawn push and then pawn push and then queen takes and then okay.
Is that the idea? I thought the
Queen
idea
G2
was he wants to play queen h3
H3.
and then bishop captures to g5.
And if you don't, wow, this is losing for black. I can say this is lost. I don't know if you, but I can say this is just losing because black has no play at all. No play at all. None.
Maybe the only thing is he can
None.
pretend to sacrifice this rook again. But it's not even good. Because this queen h3 is so strong,
Yeah.
there's no how you can hold this.
I think this is over. Let's look at another. This game is over.
All right.
Image.
Let's go back to the female section if anything has happened, any developments have happened here. So which one do you want us to go?
By the way, who's the lady leading the female section? I've never heard of that name before.
Eunice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eunice played
Eunice
for
has been
River
playing,
State in
yeah,
the
the
festival.
festival.
She's also a teammate
Okay.
with Laura